This is the live all about quick facts. This live is the 5 best ways to study the quick facts for NCLEX book. Yes, I am talking about the world famous quick facts for NCLEX. Many of you have it, and I just want to develop my favorite ways to study this book and how I've been able to memorize and retain it to the maximum level. You need to know it because it's going to help you pass your NCLEX exam. So let's get into it. So the first thing that we have to think about when we're talking about quick facts is specifically for the large principles of the NCLEX. It is to help you get that good content in, especially when you're on the go. And I find that when you understand the NCLEX exam, it helps reduce the anxiety that you have about the exam. And so this exam, right, if we're just reading it, the NCLEX, or the National Council licensure examination, is a standardized test. Okay. And so it's going to assess the skills and knowledge that are essential for safe and effective nursing practice. The content on the NCLEX is not a mystery. It is literally what is happening on a daily basis for new nurses. But that content, the specific content, it has to be mastered. So you have to know your science of nursing facts in order to just improve your overall understanding and score. Now, also, when we're talking about the NCLEX, we know that there are specific types of questions. And those questions are what you guys look for: multiple choice, alternate format, prioritization, fill in the blank, hotspot, close drop down, case studies now, right? And so knowing the different question types too that are going to come at you are it's going to alleviate some of that anxiety that you have. And so this is what I always say: it really doesn't matter what question type you get. If you know the content, you can answer any question. But it's helpful to be able to recognize, oh, this is a select number that apply. This is a closed drop down. This is a matrix. It's helpful for you to know that. And so the subjects on the exam, there's a wide range of medical subjects. Like, we talk about diseases, we talk about, therapies, diagnostic exams. They're on the exam, and it can be overwhelming. However, if you stick to what is in the quick facts book, if you actually study this book, you're going to be able to pass the exam with knowledge. So we're talking here about the 5 best ways to study your quick facts book. And many of you have it. And God forbid you're not in it. Okay. You're not studying, it's collecting dust. I want you to open up the book, and I want you to have a great direction on how you are going to be able to memorize this information. So the first thing, quick facts comes with its own study calendar. Did you know that? There is a study calendar in this book. Okay. The study calendar is designed to help you to learn the most, okay, about NCLEX. Now, it says here 6 to 8 weeks. Quick Facts is just part of the program. All right. So the overall comprehensive review is the combination of both books. Okay. Combination of both books. Thank you. You said Quick Facts is awesome. But the study calendar actually in Quick Facts is a 3-week calendar. And you can find it. Let me find it for you. The study calendar looks like this. Okay. And it literally says Quick Facts Study Calendar. Okay. You can get this book in about 3 to 5 days. So if you have this book and you have not seen this calendar, welcome to the study calendar. And it will tell you what you're doing every single time you sit down to study. The calendar is a 3-week calendar. So you can have this book memorized in 3 weeks if you are following the calendar. And it doesn't take you that long to do a study session. Okay. And I have you studying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days a week with the weekends off. I like to kick back on the weekends. So if you follow this calendar, you can do this book in 3 weeks. Make sense? Okay. So the calendar is there. It's going to break down the content into smaller sections. It's going to hold you accountable. So when you're done with one of the subjects, you just cross it off. Like, okay, I did that for today. You just do this, like put a check mark here. Okay. Put a check mark here. Let you know you did it. All right. And then it also is going to help you to build your confidence, because when you see, hey, I'm making progress, you're going to feel like you're actually moving towards your goal, Very, very important. Okay. You should be having some forward progress with your studying material. Second thing, highlighting unknown information. You need to be able to learn from your mistakes and also evaluate when you don't know something. So one of the best ways to do is highlight the information that you are not sure of. How many people are just old school highlighters? You highlight, okay, you highlight this information. And so tips when you're highlighting, use different colors, okay? You need this book, absolutely. Use different colors when you're highlighting. Don't skim, like literally, spend time reading through the material from start to finish before highlighting. Don't just skim. Ensure that you are really understanding the quick facts. Review the highlighted areas to regularly enforce. Repetition. Okay, repetition. That is going to be the key. So it's not just enough to have the book. Like, you have to have it memorized. I say that all the time. And if you're a highlighter like me, I'm trying to get my daughter to understand that when you highlight stuff and you actually take notes, it helps you stand out what you don't know. And what I do with the quick facts book is I'll half the page like this. And so I'm reading myself questions. If you don't have this book, you can go to remarnurse.com. Okay, so I'll just put the page in half. And then if I'm by myself, I'll just see, okay, do I know? Okay. Do I know the normal CD4 count? Do I know of this section is AIDS, right? Do I know what the ELISA is? What is the Western blot? And so then if you move it over and you don't know it, then you would highlight that information using different colors to help you. I'm a huge note taker. If you have this book, it should be written in. All right. If you have to look up something, the good thing about quick facts is you can write it in the margins, All right. So your quick facts book should be used. It should be a used book. All right. And so how do you memorize the quick facts? This is how. And it literally, if you're following that study calendar and if you are spending time just with small sections, you will get through this book. I think one of the mistakes is just thinking you can just read it, just like casually read it. No, this is a workbook. So you have to work it. And so spending time highlighting is going to be a great way for you to do that. Making flashcards. It is a thing. Okay. Creating flashcards is a very effective way of studying quick facts. Okay. You can use the flashcards to memorize information. You can use it to test your knowledge in a fun way as well. Flashcards are easy to make. They're portable. You can carry them around. You can pull them out of your pockets. You can do them while you're in study break. So you might not be able to carry around the quick facts, but if you got 10 flashcards, bam, you could carry them. Also, if you're studying in a group, you can switch and swap flashcards. It becomes the new commodity. Flashcards are the new money. And so when you get quick facts, you'll see that, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to make flashcards of everything. Like, to me, I think that's just too much. You will have hundreds of flashcards. But the things that you don't know, make a flashcard of those things. Okay. And somebody said I especially did it in the back with quick facts. And then the thing about it is, like I said, this book is just question and answers. So you don't even have to come up with the like content for your flashcards. You literally would write the question on one side and then the answer on the other. That's the flashcard. And I think this helps if you are a kinetic learner. If you're somebody that has to do something while you are learning, for some reason, just making a flashcard, just pulling out that flashcard and writing it down helps the memory to activate. Okay. Because again, Quick Facts is a book and there is some information that you can learn in the book, but you always have to be prioritizing your learning style. Okay. You always have to be prioritizing your learning style. So flashcards are going to be helpful if you are a kinetic learner. Yeah. 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 A lot of people are saying, that's me. I make flashcards. So we're talking about ways to attack the information in Quick Facts. Reading textbooks, review guides, and NCLEX books can be boring, daunting, but actively reading the book will make a difference and make it easier for you to retain the quick facts that you need for the exam. So actively reading, what does that look like? Again, when you're reading it, it means engaging with the text. Don't be afraid to mark up this book. This book is for you, all right? So you're underlining, you're highlighting, you're circling things that help you retain the quick facts information more effectively. The second thing is personalizing the material. There's a link. You can click the link in this video, or you can go to remarnurse.com to get this book. Personalizing the material, writing in the margins, writing things to yourself. Hey, remember this. This is important for you to know. And then trying to think about the information when the book is closed. So close this book and then try to recall the things that you are saying. So in general, you're not trying to save this book for anybody. Like this book, when you're finished with it, it should be destroyed. Like in terms of all the markings that you did. If you have a quick facts book and it's pristine, I know two things. I know you have rewritten it somewhere, okay? Or you have a million bazillion flashcards that you just made. All right. So when I'm doing the subject like asthma, okay? So like if you're doing asthma and you don't really know exactly what the formal definition of asthma is, write it here. Okay? Write it here, write it out. Asthma, okay? An occlusion of the respiratory airways. Like what, write it here. All right? And then if as you're going down and you see something you don't know, okay? Maybe like it says here, when you're talking about asthma, which should a nurse give first? The steroid or the bronchodilator when treating asthma. Okay? Now the answer is here, the bronchodilator. Okay? But if you are thinking, what steroid? What steroid can be given for asthma and you don't know? Write the steroid here. Maybe you want to add a specific steroid. Okay. Also, what are leukotriene modifiers? That's another question under asthma. If you don't know what leukotriene modifiers is, guess where you can write it? You can write it in a notebook off somewhere, but you can also write leukotriene modifiers right here, what they are. Okay. Yes. And so you are working this book. Like if this is something that you need to go back and look up and you need to put a question mark here, put a question mark here. And then I'm a person that if I know I have to look up something, I'll put a box. And so it won't be finished until I check marked off this box. And then when I look at a page, I'm like, okay, that was something I needed to come back to. And I see a check mark here. So I came back to it. And then this is why none of my books ever make it like for years and years, because I'm constantly working these books. So when you're actively reading something, active reading means you're stopping. When will the client with asthma, when will the client experience the cough? So there's a cough in asthma, right? At night. Okay. They're going to get a cough at night. You can ask yourself, why are they coughing more at night? If you don't know. And these are just questions you ask yourself. Why would a patient with asthma cough more at night? Okay. Lydia says, I'm watching this after I pass the NCLEX. And so again, this is how you actively read something. And if you do this in the Quick Facts book for 45 minutes, right? I have like studying like maybe 45 minutes. You're going to become so familiar with this information. This information is going to be retained in your mind. And more importantly, you'll be able to have an intelligent conversation about it. because you're actively reading it. You're talking yourself through it. But if you're just focusing on memorizing the straight facts of it, then that's going to be challenging. That's going to be challenging because you want to be able to understand it in a natural way. The same with the pharmacology, right? The back of quick facts is pharmacology. So when you go to, you're going to the quick facts, even if you're doing like the quick facts pharmacology sheet back here in the back, okay? Dermal patches, nasal sprays, rectal medications, sublingual medications, right? And you go through this list and you don't know what a medication is. What is selegiline? Now, selegiline we saw earlier, but if you don't really know it, put a question mark there. Okay. I'm gonna put a box here because I know I need to figure that out. All right. The same. You're going through medications that, make conditions worse. All right. Yes. So I started using highlighters and colored pencils. All right. And so this book is a book that, baby, by the end of it, it needs to be all jacked up. It needs to be worked through. Okay. So I don't want to highlight because I do want to go back to this page and I'm going to look at this stuff again. But I'm talking about how to have a relationship, a healthy relationship with quick facts. And quick facts is not something that you just buy and put it on a shelf. This is life-saving information. This information will help you be a better nurse no matter where you land. Some of you may land in the NICU, but you might have to do 2 years on a respiratory floor, or you might start off, on a step down progressive care unit. Welcome from the Bahamas. Amazing. All right. So you have this book. Use it. Actively reading a book. Getting a study partner. The research shows, I'm a research person. Having a study buddy can be beneficial, especially if you're preparing for the NCLEX exam. Again, because you have to take hold of this information. So be aggressive. So accountability. Your study partner will help you be accountable. They will make sure that you are learning what you're supposed to be learning because you have to show up for them. You have to motivate them. You can also ask the study partner for clarification, especially if you're studying the book together. But even if you're not, and they asked you a question for quick facts, you can get an auditory hint without having to stop and read it yourself. Different perspectives. Studying with a partner provides you with a different perspective. Also, if you are an audio learner, having somebody read you the question or say the answer is another powerful way to get through this information. And here's the thing. You do not have to have another nursing student to be your study partner when it comes to quick facts. My 9-year-old can read quick facts because the questions are so simple. Your husband, your spouse, your parents can read this book, okay, to you. Literally, okay? My daughter, now I should grab her, but she may struggle through some of this stuff in diabetic teaching, but she can say, how often should a diabetic get an eye exam? Don't make it seem like you cannot put this book in the hands of a general person. You can, and they can help read this to you and just ask you questions, because when you're studying it by yourself, you're like, oh yeah, I know this. But then when you give it to somebody else and they say, what are the 2 types of glaucoma? Even though you just literally saw it, you can't remember it. And then so you can ask them, give me a hint, give me one of them. And they'll say, okay, well, open angle. What's the other one? And then you're like, okay, I got it now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So put this book in the hands of your friends, anybody. They can help you read it. Why are IV fluids used? This is not difficult language for somebody to read. Okay. Why would the nurse give hypertonic fluid? Because if you said you studied this section, then you should be able to articulate the answers to these questions. And they don't have to be word for word, but you need to have the general understanding of it. So one of the other ways, getting a study partner, nitroglycerin. Okay, you might have to tell, yes, my daughter helped me with it a lot. Now, you might have to tell your kid nitroglycerin every time they see it. But then again, you're empowering your children with the information. Okay, you're empowering your children with this knowledge. You're showing them what it takes to be successful. So involve them in the process. That's just my opinion. And even if you studied this book 3-4 times, I see the comment. I memorized quick facts from cover to cover 3 to 4 times. Listen, even for myself, I'm still constantly studying this book. I've been studying this book for years and years and years. So be nice to yourself. There's still things in here and I'm like, oh yeah, let me write this down. I love studying this book. And because no matter who you are, if you don't use something, what happens to it? If you don't use something, you lose it. And that's with anything. So if you feel like, man, I just studied this, but I'm having a hard time memorizing it, then guess what? You're human. You're human, and that's okay. So, again, this book is a very crucial part of your NCLEX prep because it's this big, okay? So we are going to be able to memorize it. And I know most of you guys, what did I say? Most of you guys are studying with our regular nursing books, right? This is one of our regular nursing books right here. Look how big it is. And we're supposed to study and know this stuff. However, quick facts is this big. Which one do you want to study? This one. Okay. Take it with you, make flashcards, be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself with this book. It's not going to be easy, but with consistency, you can do it. And so some of the things that I'm saying here that we talked about, essentially use it and put it into practice every time you sit down. Okay. So if you need the book, this is my favorite nursing book for RNs and PNs. Okay. Favorite nursing book for RNs and PNs. Please go to remarnurse.com and get the content. Okay. This is half of the program. If you guys have this, you have half of my program already. If you're in nursing school, you have this book. It will help you with the content. If you have to, like, I'm reading the study, all the good ways that you guys study this. So go to remarnurse.com now. She says, I had to voice record myself. Yes, doing this. So listen, you don't have a study partner, become your own study partner. I love that. All right. I love that. But again, these are just my ways to study this book. I get a lot of direct messages on how to get through quick facts. So essentially using that study calendar, again, it's right in the front, highlighting information that you need to review on. Use my checkbox. Okay. Use a checkbox, because what you don't want is sometimes you want to just make progress. And so you need to come back to things. So just put a little check by it or a box by it, highlight it, and keep it moving. Yes. Love it. Thank you. And thank you all you guys who purchase this book every single day. We ship it out all over the country. And it's just such a blessing to be able to have a resource like this for you guys. I'm sitting for my exam next month studying V2. You have the V2 and you have quick facts. All right. These are my secret recipes to passing the NCLEX. The V2 and quick facts. V2 and quick facts. All right. I just purchased V2. Amazing. So you will be getting these books. And again, when I'm doing Monday motivation, you guys know I go live every Monday at noon. And then I also go live on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. And you guys are like, yeah, you're live now. But I'm doing something from one of these two books. So I am always trying to get you guys to stay in the resources. So what did we do? We did anorexia this week. We did anorexia and we did otitis media. And these both come from here. Okay. And I do topics from the principal V2 as well. Can you renew your V2? Yes, you can. Definitely just go to my account, my settings. All right, guys, I have to get out of here. I have another meeting to go to, but I wanted to just address it. Sometimes when you hear me say how to use one of the products, it's so much better than getting an email back. So I hopefully you're able to understand now how to have a great relationship with your quick facts book and use it to help you be successful on your NCLEX. You're trying to memorize it, and that will come with time and with consistency. So I will see you guys later. Remember, you can you will and you must pass NCLEX. Bye-bye.